Welcome back to our continued coverage of the Inland Off-Road Championship, the Mariendal 250. Unknown to all competitors, this was going to be an interesting one. And at the sharp end of the championship as well, with just 2 rounds to go, including this event, it was going to be a nail-biter. Yanni Visser and Donny Moret in their modified Class S Toyota Hilux had the dubious pleasure of opening up the road. They found the going tough as well, and with no tracks at all to follow, a few errors obviously did creep in. Starting further down the field for the main race, they had it all to do. But as this crew have shown in the past, coming through traffic is nothing but a problem for everyone else, because they will be coming through and it will be fast. Having spent some time rebuilding their car, Martin van Jaarsveld Sr. with son Martin Jr., who comes from an extremely fast motorcycle off-road background, were looking forward to unleashing the power. And there really are few things in this world that sound more glorious as at 8 beefy pistons bouncing up and down. With the Prologue dispatched and reporting a clean run, it was all to play for in the main race for this incredibly talented father and son pairing in the A69. Small mistakes would be thrown away come race time. On board now as we go fresh in from a win at the last event with the Mostert brothers, and they were looking for more of the same. They wanted to get their title back big time, and the second half of the season they have started to find their mojo once again. Playing catch-up is not what anyone wants to do, but in this case, they are also trying to defend their crown. Can you believe it? This is the inaugural championship winning vehicle. The terrain seemed to suit the side-by-side vehicles when it came to Werner and Leon, as they also reported a clean run, posting the 3rd fastest time overall. With no repairs needed for the main race, the crew could now settle, relax, and simply get ready and maintain that racing energy for the 216 kilometers of racing action that lay ahead. After a string of breakdowns causing DNFs this season to date, the Lichtenberg-based brothers of Michael and Jean de Beer wanted to get the non-finishing duck off their back and see a clean checkers. A trouble-free run in qualifying was job done for the morning Prologue loop, posting a handy pole position for the main race as well. Could this finally be the event where they get the job done? Ahead still lay a better part of 3 hours of racing though, before they could see the checkers and the finish line. The terrain for now was holding up, but high winds and the promise of rain for the afternoon would no doubt be on everyone's mind still. Leading the Class G points table, the G4 Calic Sound Higher Can-Am Racing Maverick of Glenn Turon and Craig Galvin had a specific race strategy this time out. It was basically to try and stay out of trouble, not getting involved in hectic scraps up front, and to be able to bring the car home in one piece. Bumblebee, as the car is now known, was certainly up to the task, but with 2 major wrong slots on the qualifying Prologue, the team lost time and a ton of positions and qualified much further down the order than they would have liked. They were trying to stay out of trouble. They'd found it, unfortunately. Trouble had found them. It seemed like one mistake became another and another and another. Get all the bad luck out the way on the Prologue though, and go racing come the main race time. That was the plan for Bumblebee. Having not raced full-time this season, there were no championship pressures on the shoulders of Theo Erasmus and Edward Odendahl. And they were simply looking to have some fun out there. Sure, they've been racing in the National Championship, but for the Inlands, it's brand new to these guys and a couple of different competitors as well that they may not have rubbed shoulders against. With the event being run on Theo's dad's farm, however, there was the added pressure for them, knowing the terrain, and all local eyes would be looking to see if they had the speed versus the ability as well. They can drive tractors slowly on this terrain, but could they race it flat out in their side-by-side? In the end, they qualified second, a mere 2 seconds adrift of pole position. Not a tractor. These guys were racing farmers. Once again piloting the lone Polaris entry among all of the Can-Am Mavericks, Aldi Erasmus and André Geldenhuys had an up and down season so far to date. Also, the issue of being the sole Polaris entry means that they have to do all the development themselves, no help coming in from the factories, and numbers of other crews feeding information into the pot. They've shown a great turn of speed though at times, and have also been hampered by breakdowns through various reasons, always happening on a development season. Their qualifying went well though, but they ended up 4th in Class G with it all to do come the main race. But they were within fighting distance of getting onto the podium, and that is the big goal for 2020 for this crew in the Polaris. They would be hoping for the competitors to get cursed by the limp mode issues that have dogged a lot of crews in the Can-Ams for 2020. The Polaris, no such problem so far. It was the return of the big wheels and the Hulk, driven by Lawrence Boyson and guided by Ferdy Petersen, who missed out on the previous event on the season, and they were looking forward to a good showing once again after having had some mechanicals and a little bit of spanners to spin during the gap that was forced upon them. They were certainly fancied as one of the top crews in Class A for the V8 powered space frame vehicles. A fairly uneventful qualifying came to naught though, as they once again took a rollover, this time in a slow second gear corner. They escaped unhurt, but unfortunately that was their race done, and once again they would have to sit this one out. Join us after the break to see who made it to the end of Prologue.